Hello guys, my name is Vince the Boy, and for this first video, we're going to be reviewing characters between Fused Zamasu and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegito. So the way this works is I'm going to show every single one of their combos, not creative ones like, one killer op combos, but just the basic ones that most people would know or should know. So we're going to start off with just the left click punches, or square on PlayStation, and I don't know any of the Xboxes. So, but okay. These are all left clicks or squares. And that does a grand total of 2,528 damage. And these are all right clicks. It's just a key blast, but all of them together do 1,669 damage. Now we're going to do a combination of both of these attacks. 5 squares, and then the rest triangle. And that does a total of 3,904. Also to mention that the part where you're hitting him with air, you cannot get out of. So now we're going to start testing his moves, but first we're going to do the grab. It does a total of 1,312 damage. Holy Wrath has 3 stages, and we're going to test all of them. First stage does 2,305 damage. Second stage does 3,000 damage. And the final stage does 3,844 damage. Now we're going to move on to Blades of Judgment. Blades of Judgment is a move that typically does not hit your target by just using it. So in order to feel the maximum range of this damage, this super attack, we're going to have to use it in an actual combo. So I'm going to do all squares and then do the super attack. Okay, so 25,000. Well, he got up, so we're going to do that again. 25,000 though is how much the square combo does. So it does about 2,000 damage, which is not that great for a key attack. So now we're going to do Lightning of Absolution. There are 2 ways you can use this. You can use it from far away for 2 hits and close up for 3 hits. Do the far away one first for a total of 2,050 damage. The up close one does 2,819 damage. And Divinity Unleashed is a charging attack where if you charge up a certain amount of ki and you attack your opponent, it will increase your ki by 3 times as much as it would normally. So now we're going to move on. His evasive skill is just Break Strike, which is pretty normal. Next is his ultimate, which can be rivaled with Supernova Cooler, and it is better than Supernova Cooler. I'll make that video after this, actually. So it does 10,245 damage, which is a lot for a move that only uses 3 key bars. That is insane. This is probably what people are going to be spamming on expert missions instead. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to Vegito Blue. Okay, so we are on Vegito Blue, and it's going to be the same as what we did with Fused Zamasu. We're going to do all of the weak punches, all of the strong punches, and then a combination of both. So this is left click, square, or the equivalent on Xbox One, or Xbox, which does a total of 3,053 damage, which is not that bad for a weak combo. All strongs do 3,367 damage. So now we're going to do a combination of both. 5 of these and then 3 rights. And that does total of 3,682 damage. Now there's one other way you can do this combo, which is pretty handy, and it works way better. 5 of these. Oh, I messed up. 5 of these. 2 of those. Well, that works too. Okay, so we're going to move on to his grab, which is the same as his previous ones, does about 1500 damage. Now we're going to move on to Savage Strike. This is a super attack that can be used in 2 ways. We're going to start with the first variation, where you just charge towards him and punch him in the face. That does about 1887 damage. Yeah. And if you... we're going to do the second variation, which, if you double click it, teleports you above them and hits them downwards towards the ground for a total of about 500 damage more, 2,359 damage, which is pretty good. Next is Spirit Stab, which not a lot of people know what to do with this move, but I can see it being used as something where if they're charging towards you, you want them to back off. You do it to make sure they can't get you. Like, you know, if you need to restore stamina. But that does 1,415 damage, which is not a lot. The next one is just Meteor Crash, which is quite simple. Full Meteor Crash does 4,183, and then 1 Meteor Crash does 1,269. Maximum Charge just charges up your ki at the most maximum rate. The first ultimate, which takes 4 ki bars, is Spirit Sword, which does 5,425 damage. And then his best ultimate, Final Kamehameha, takes 5 bars of ki, and it does a total of 7,274 damage. Then finally here is his Evasive, which doesn't take much damage, but however, in return, it knocks your opponent farther away. Now while comparing these characters, we need to take a look at their stats in terms of health and stamina and ki. So it seems pretty obvious that Vegito has more stamina while Zamasu has more ki. So they both have greater weaknesses and strengths, and then they both have an average amount of health. So they're balanced in a good way. Honestly though, I see Fused Zamasu being better due to his combos and the way the moves can be used. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video between Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and Merge Zamasu. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.